Given the weightage, too, I mean, pretty extraordinary if you look at that weightage in the MSCI China index we just mentioned. So the big question becomes, what will the catalyst be for further upside in these names? Because I understand you have a buy rating on all three.
I think that basically all these three names represent the so-called new economy in China. And I think the epidemic, as you mentioned, also speed up the digitalization of the whole process. For example, I think e-commerce is a very good example. I think previously, last year, the online penetration of China's e-commerce is only about 25%. And this year, this number is expected to increase to, let's say, 30% or something. And if you look at the gaming market, which is basically Tencent core businesses, previously I think that there are only about like 500 million to 600 million people playing game. But during the epidemic, I think this number also increased 100 million or 200 million or something. So which means that there are also more people, spend their time online and also try to, those online services it needs longer time for those companies to educate the market. So the epidemic definitely helped these three companies, and we actually expect that the digitalization process will continue in the next several years.
Shawn, it's more people online. I mean, that's the story that has lifted so many of the FANG names we talk about as well. But I wonder if the comparison of the ATM stocks to FANG is a bit imperfect. For one reason, because the competitive landscape facing these names looks very different in China. If you take something with the likes of Alibaba facing more competition from Pinduoduo, someone like Tencent facing more competition for advertising dollars from the likes of ByteDance, does this provide some limit to the upside in these names, do you think?
Yeah, that's true. If you look at the three names, also Meituan got basically the most rallies for the past year, mainly because that Meituan is taking market share from Ele.me or from Alibaba. So Meituan, I think that previously there are like 60 to 65% of market share in terms of food delivery. And now there are, I think they recently they said that they have about 70% market share, and they're also penetrating to Baba's core businesses. They're doing more, so-called intra-city delivery businesses. And Baba is also seeing more challenge from PDD for the past 2 years. But I think the second quarter seems that PDD's GMV growth really slowed down quite dramatically, which means that Baba probably is also taking some market share back in terms of core e-commerce. For Tencent, the gaming is still very solid, but I think that they are going to face more competition from ByteDance in terms of online advertising, online entertainment. For Tencent, their fintech is another driver, so which is less impacted by the whole competitive landscape.
Right.
So I think in general that's true that three internet companies are seeing competition, but Meituan seems that has the best performance in terms of this competitive landscape.